Hi, Sven. Welcome.
Hello, hello. So, first time.
Oh, no
Yeah,
worries.
welcome. And let's get started. So Sven, welcome to our meeting. If you are joining for the first time, then in the meeting invite, there is a link to the agenda and meetings doc, notes doc. So find find the date for today, and under that, please enter your names
Yeah,
so
and I
that we know
dropped
who are
the
here.
link in chat too.
Yeah. Thank you, Steve.
Fine.
So we know who is here and participating. But without further ado, we can just get into the meat of it. So the agenda for today, we have filled in some items. When I say we, it's mostly Steve Taylor. And then I come in and add a couple of things at the end or before this meeting. But he keeps us in check. So as usual, new member intros. So Sven, you are new, maybe not to me, but to many of the other people. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So, I'm here at JFrog, developer advocate in Steve's team, and I'm focusing on the security things inside our products and educational stuff. So, well, what I've done before, 20 years consulting worldwide, Java. So if you're asking me about different languages, I have no clue. I just can code in Java, that's all. So sorry for this. But yeah, so and now happy to
All right,
create
thank you.
videos, articles, and all this stuff around Persia.
Great. Starting on Pyrsia marketing or.
Well, welcome, Sven.
Hello, thank you. By the way,
yeah,
it would be nice to get edit rights because I'm not able to add my name to this document.
Oh, really?
Oh, it's we manage everything through a Google group. If you could drop your email address in the chat, I will add you real quick.
Okay.
And this is the Google group. I put it in chat. So Pyrsia@googlegroups.com is what you join, and then then you will automatically have access.
So I can join with my private account as well? Or?
It doesn't matter either way.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving to the next topic. Steve, you wrote down DockerCon demo.
Yeah, so I take it you got that recorded and I'll edit it and ready to go.
So in the process of, I would say in the process of recording, I had a good conversation with Chris Crone from Docker, and we have a game plan. We'll build the stuff and get it recorded right before it is due on Monday. So we should have a good presentation, and I will be including the demo based on the demo script that we have, along with other motivation for Pyrsia. So that is in progress and will be presented or will be ready by Monday.
Nice. And let me know once you have it all presented and stuff, and I'll get it, make sure it's ready to go for YouTube.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I would certainly appreciate that. Yeah, I'll put that as ensure it goes on YouTube for Pyrsia. I think we may have to wait till it is presented at DockerCon.
Exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. So we'll make sure that there is an action item. So we'll continue when it is okay to present.
So Sven, you should have access now.
Okay, let me try.
Hi, Stefan. You are new here. Welcome to Pyrsia General Community Meeting. And we just finished new member intros, but I think you were joining. Do you want to sort of introduce yourself and tell us how Pyrsia interests you?
Maybe still on mute.
Maybe still on mute, yeah. Okay, Stefan, when you are able to join, let us know, and then we'll hand over the mic.
So the next one I put out there was just demo documentation and developer documentation. I know you've had a few PRs that have been moving through the process, and it's just good to see that we are getting those sorted out and getting everything cleaned up. So that was the main comment on that, unless anybody else has anything else to talk about on both those topics.
No. I think good,
Cool.
it's good progress. It's in much better shape.
Oh, and I should put on that
Mhm.
website should be coming soon.
Yes, I have a meeting scheduled with the website team on Monday night or whatever. I set it up for next week so that I don't forget, and I'll get moving on that. There have been there have been some challenges just in terms of holidays and spring break and all of those things that have been slowing things down, and COVID is still in the air. So so that is what is up with the website. But I think we got the design out and got a bunch of feedback. So we'll get it out soon.
I have most of the information about the website. Would you mind adding me to that invite just so I can make sure that all the information I have gets shared with everybody else?
Sure thing. I'll do that.
Cool. And then the next thing I put down was just that we had a PR reviewers change in, I don't know, policies, right, or direction. If somebody could just give a quick highlight to the group, how that's changed from what it was today to the way it is now.
I guess I will sacrifice myself as tribute for that.
All right.
Previously, we had a Pyrsia collaborators team on GitHub, and we were requiring that the two assigned reviewers had to do the code review. The change is now that anybody on the team can do reviews and their approvals will count, but there are still two people who are responsible for making sure it goes through in a timely manner. So hopefully that'll speed things up.
Cool. Yeah, I think it'll help speed things up as well. It'll be nice to get some PRs moving along pretty quick.
Yeah. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, I've noticed that things seem to be speeding up, so it's nice so far.
Great. That's good feedback, and I think that's feedback working as well.
So of course, this is me again. I get in here early and put all this stuff on the agenda just because I know a lot of what's going on. So some of the OpenSSF updates on May 12th and 13th, there's a group of folks from the OpenSSF that are going to be going to meet with Ann Nuremberg about open source security. And in that list below is a list of work streams that the OpenSSF has in progress, preparing for that meeting with the White House, basically. So I will. I'm going to be in DC with that. My partner at Deploy Hub, Tracy Reagan, has been elected to the governing board of the OpenSSF, and she will be there as well. We are, from the Deploy Hub side, we're actually working on Stream 9 SBOMs everywhere. So I know, Sven, you were talking about vulnerability discovery. You may want to check out Stream 6 there as part of that process. And also Stream 10 will come into play when we talk about the Pyrsia build nodes. I did put into the SBOMs everywhere. They had some topics around generating the SBOM and how to collect that data. And I mentioned that they should be using Pyrsia for the build consensus network as part of that. So I did raise Pyrsia up as part of this process.
Yeah. So a lot of this kind of emphasis is coming on to supply chain security, and you see like everyone is interested all the way up to the top. So that emphasizes the role of Pyrsia and projects like us that are kind of needed in this area.
And then it kind of flows right into your status from
Yeah.
the TAC.
Yeah, so for people who may or may not be aware, we have been working with the TAC since this is a newly formed TAC and sort of a newly like open source security foundation is new under the umbrella of Linux Foundation, and they're trying to figure out the processes and trying to make sure that they learn from the past instead of reinventing and also removing stuff that are burdensome. So we have been working with them to get a project process in place, which was lacking. So Steve Taylor, myself, a number of people from TAC have been collaborating over the last 2 weeks, mostly to get that process, at least the outline, written down and formalized, and a majority of that has been formalized. There are still discussions about small details here and there, but that sets us up so that we can take Pyrsia through that process, and we have a template to follow instead of us just asking continuously, what does it take to be part of OpenSSF? So that's what we shared yesterday at the TAC meeting, and we had a number of follow-up questions. So at the next TAC meeting, I think we will propose a project Pyrsia to be part of OpenSSF and figure out, what umbrella it falls under. And with that, I think there will be a little more marketing support we'll get and a few other things. But we have been working towards getting this so that, we fall under the umbrella of OpenSSF and can leverage community better. Any questions around that?
And I think it's been a slow process because they have they're trying to adopt things from different organizations like the CNCF, the CDF, and their initial kind of starting point was all these working groups.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really fit into where Pyrsia is actually a project at that level. So that's one of the things that's taking us a little while to get sorted out with the folks on the TAC. But I think, so Hinder, do you think we're going in as a sandbox or incubating?
I think, yeah, it might end up being a sandbox, but we also fulfill a number of criteria for incubating, and we might move to incubating after we launch the cloud nodes and a real production network.
And the nice thing is OpenSSF has a bunch of money that we're trying to get a hold of. Last time I calculated, it was about $30 million.
Yeah, so OpenSSF has a lot of impetus around building these technologies, and also given Pyrsia's goal of not being run by one single company and being able to tap into the mind share of partners. I think being under the OpenSSF umbrella will help a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah. Any other items that we should have talked about, but they are not listed here? Questions? Okay, Stefan, did you figure out how to unmute, or do you have something to say? No. Okay, so for people who are new like Sven, we do have a general community meeting on every other week, and we also have a little more deep dive architecture meeting. So if you wanted to learn a little bit more about internals of Pyrsia, that is the meeting you probably want to attend. And then we do have an outreach meeting. So once you join the Google groups, you'll get invites for all of these, and you'll be able to attend the ones that make sense to you.
And then also check out if you go to the OpenSSF website, you can get to the calendar, and all of the Pyrsia meetings are listed on that calendar. So if you need to get to the Zoom links and the meeting minutes and stuff like that, that's the place to head off to, is the OpenSSF event calendar.
Yeah. And as our website becomes real, we'll sort of put all those links there. But for the time being, this is how we'll have to do it. Okay. Okay. If there is nothing else, then let's call it.
Thanks,
Sounds
guys.
good. Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank
Talk
you.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.